I believe it's imperative that everybody start hoarding copper pennies right now. That's not clickbait. I'm being totally genuine. I believe people should not be paying more than 1.5 cents per copper penny, but there's lots of places that sell them right now. And you have a little bit of time left because the government has not only ceased operating with pennies, they've stopped producing them. Talk about a historic time, but they're going to be pulling them out of circulation to melt them down so that the government can have a stockpile of copper and zinc. I think this is such a rare opportunity for most Americans' lives. And to be honest with you, I think that's an understatement, because I think that by hoarding copper pennies, you are doing a couple of things. You're changing your mindset, number one, because you're learning what real wealth, real value is, and that is things that came from the ground. Another thing you're doing is you're actually making 200-300% on your money right away. Right now, a copper penny is worth, I want to say, 3.5 cents in copper value. That's a penny that's dated 1982 and older. That is absolutely mind-blowing. We are living through right now the beginnings of a hyperinflation that is not a joke. These are things that we read about with South American countries, Germany back in the Weimar district, or Republic back before, World War II. We've read about these times. We've read about panics, but you never know what it's like until you're in the middle of it. And I believe that this is the signpost that most people need to be paying attention to. Now, I bought a lot of my copper pennies. Quite frankly, they were rolled up for me, and I paid about 1.5 cents for boxes of them, each penny. And I filled up a little mini trash can. And it changed my mindset when I started doing it. I used to go through my change and pull those out. And I was already worth over 7 figures when I was doing that. The guys at the fire station would mock me and make fun of me. They're all poor idiots. They're idiots. Most of them went to college. They bragged about that. But I was the rich one. And that's not bragging. It's called the truth. And when you have the truth, it'll set you free. And right now, the truth is we're moving into a mini hyperinflation in America. Our currency is losing value so fast that they just took the penny out of circulation. They're still accepting it right now, but the next thing is it's just going to be gone. You won't find any pennies because the government themselves are pulling it back because they created it. But right now, you have the opportunity. Now let me throw out an idea. I was in an antique store the other day. I was looking at old currency, old U.S. currency. There was a $500 bill there. Can you guys guess this is live right now. Can you guess how much they were asking for a $500 bill? A bill that no longer ceases to be made, a bill that is not allowed to be used as legal tender any longer because the government said so. You can't go and take the $500 bill and go spend it. How much do you think they were trying to sell that for? They were trying to sell it for $750. And quite frankly, I believe one day they'll get it because it's now a collector's item. Now think about this. You have an opportunity to set aside copper pennies right now. And we have a world that loves collectibles. And you could have those copper pennies sent in to be slabbed and graded someday, because there's going to be a day where a copper penny is worth 5 cents because the price of copper is going up. Then it's going to be worth 10 cents. Then it's going to be worth 25 cents and so on, because the price of copper over the long term, we're talking the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, will never go down. Sure, the price can get smashed down during an economic downturn as a stock market sells off and economic activity slows down. So why would you need copper? But guess what? You know, without a shadow of a doubt, because of the knowledge you have, either on this channel or other research you're doing, hopefully you're doing lots of research on economics, that because of the debasement of fiat currency, it's guaranteed that over the long term, that copper will be worth more than it is today. Just like the value of a house. Most people think that they're rich, but they're not. Because as your house price has doubled in the last handful of years, everything you need to live has over doubled. The price of gas, the price of food, the price of electricity has done more price appreciation than a house. Yet people think they're rich because they have a house. And it's went up in value. But when they turn around and they sell the house, it doesn't buy as much stuff, because the value is being turned down. And the only reason the price of the home goes up is because interest rates go down. I hope that you're understanding how serious these times are. And this isn't fear and doom and gloom. It's called the truth. And the truth shall set you free. I want everyone to be red-pilled when it comes to finance and economics. Type yes or no if you think that's a good thing. Yes, I want every single person that watches this channel, everyone that subscribes to this channel, you are in a cool club, because everyone that follows this channel is awesome.
Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. And you remember when I was telling you. So, it's not just me, folks. And when I see people that, and I always preface my math skills suck. I'm not an economist. I didn't go to school for economy or finance, but when I can see it, it should be obvious to everybody. But apparently, it is not. And a lot of people are just not seeing the broader picture of what the hell is coming and why it's coming. Silver spot 65.88 as of 7:24 Pacific Standard Time today. And wow. That right there. This is a Morgan dollar. I'm going to put out here so you can get a better image of it. It was produced from 1882 to 1921. It came out with the peace dollar after that, but this is that's a dollar. It's called a Morgan dollar because of the engraver, Morgan. That's the back. It's a very pretty coin that is now worth one of these is actually worth $51 because it's $50.95. We just rounded off to $51. But yeah, it finally surpassed a 50. So that right there, once upon a time. We can all thank the illustrious LBJ for signing the Coinage Act of 1964 and taking all the metal, all the silver out of our coinage. So now, I don't even know if I have any change on me. I probably don't. No. Well, that may change. But now we have all the zinc money. And it's kind of like this. It's fiat currency. It has no value. So this is what we've done to our dollar. We took gold certificates, silver certificates, got rid of those. Then we took our silver and got rid of that. So what do we have left? A bunch of monopoly money. So that's where we're at right now. And here, look, that's just this right here. This is almost $5. It is $4.76. This is a barber dime. That's just one thin dime, folks. Yep. That's almost $5. So the currency's hyperinflated. So let's go over here to this silver screen because I want to break this off to you and show you. Get my happy ass out the way. There we go. All right, this is, I believe, a year. Yep, 1 year. So last year, this time, silver was about $30. It has over doubled in 1 year. That's not inflation, folks. That's hyperinflation. I want you to see that. So let's go see. Last time a silver was $1 an ounce, if we can even go back that far. Ooh, here we go. Let's go see what it was. In 1963. Whoops. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it'll let me. Let's go January. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Oh. Yeah, for some reason we'll go that back that far. We'll want to go to 95, but you see it was $5. I remember when it was right around in here, somebody came to me and asked me what they should invest $3 million in. And they didn't listen. Could have doubled their money there. Tripled their money there. And then, of course, that was the former all-time high, $42. I could have 8 times their money in, 5 years. Yeah. Shitty returns, right? So that's what silver is doing. Here's gold. Let's do a year so you can see what a year looks like, how it's gone from, $2,600, $2,500. It is almost doubled again in 1 year. This is hyperinflation, folks. This is not inflation. That's hyperinflation. Now, I know Trump made this big announcement. So tomorrow night, he's going to get on TV and he's going to tell you that everything is just peaches and cream. It's all rosy, that you're just go spend money, go buy Christmas presents, do a big Christmas celebration. If you're hesitant about flying to Europe for a Christmas vacation, go ahead and do it. Everything's great. The economy's rock solid. That's what he's going to tell you tomorrow night. Watch. Trump does not like to be a loser. So he's going to tell you everything's great. I'm winning. When in fact, your dollar's not going as far. Unemployment's high. It's difficult to get a job. You submit applications and resumes. Well, if your resume isn't AI is just not really going to read it right. Because everything's going to AI. And I keep trying to explain this to you folks. Okay? The rest of the world is not going to accept what you just saw. They are not going to use a currency that is hyperinflating. It's being produced by a country that has absolutely zero accountability for the accounting of their currency. No balanced budget. Nobody knows where $21+ trillion went. Nobody will answer for it. People are hiding it. But everything's going to be peaches and cream tomorrow night, okay? So y'all rest assured you're going to have a great, good Christmas. And when you gather with the family, that you shouldn't talk about politics, you shouldn't talk about the economy, because everything's great. You know, talk about Rob Reiner. Talk about the Australian false flag and all these other false flags, all these shootings. I mean, really? It's coming, folks. And what they're coming for is, obviously they want your weapons because they don't want an enemy. They definitely don't want an armed enemy. They don't want to have to battle some of the sharpest snipers on the planet. That's what deer hunters are, snipers. They lay in wait for their prey and take it out. One shot, one kill. They're snipers. And we got a lot of them. And they're very well armed and very well stocked up on ammo. It's a thing. Now, like I said, the rest of the world, they're not going to stand around. They're not going to accept this shit. They're going to start dumping these T-bills on the market. They're going to start shedding them. Listen, when silver hits $100 an ounce, it's going to wake some people up across the world, not just here. And they're suppressing it. They're keeping it from doing it because they cannot have a runaway hyperinflated dollar, US dollar. It'll cripple other economies, not only our own. This is a festering wound that cannot heal, will not heal. And they're going to try to turn it into a digital currency and wash it all away. It's the Great Reset. Welcome to the New World Order. This is where they're taking us. And people are going to surrender their humanity for convenience. I'm telling you, I promise you. Just like when I went to the concert and we had to park. And parking was all automated through a license plate reader and QR codes and an app. You know, I can't imagine when boots, they don't need an actual human technician to install a boot. The boot will be over in a little charging rack. And when the little robot finishes making its little tour around the parking garage, reading license plates to see who's overstayed their welcome, activate boot number 0001, go attach to that 74 Pontiac Sunbird. Now you got to get on the app and the QR code, pay that fee, and then the boot will release and you can get in your car and go home. Well, what if it's tied in the municipality and you got parking tickets? It's coming, folks. People are going to surrender. And they're not even going to know they're doing it. And they're not even going to know why they're doing it. And most people are not going to do it. Because they're going to be stuck in the matrix where they can't get out. That's what I'm trying to warn everybody right now. Here's your chance to get out. Here's your chance. A year from now, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. I don't know what kind of digital matrix they're going to put us under. We're already under a surveillance state. If you have one of these, all your data, everything that you do every day, all day, it's being recorded, it's being documented, it's being sent, it's being stored, it's being sold, bought, traded as your digital DNA of your digital twin to the digital omniverses. Absolutely. And this is where we are as a society, where, you know, these just aren't going as far. You just heard the Economic Ninja talk about a $500 bill. Well, they just got rid of the penny. Penny's going nowhere. So that means, okay, that means there's now 4 cents on the table that you may have sacrificed on that transaction because there's no such things as pennies anymore. So maybe the retailer, the distributor, the wholesaler, somebody, you know, they just want to put their little something on it. And there goes 4 cents that you didn't even realize, that just because they rounded it off so they can make a bigger profit. So the penny's gone. Do we see 99 cents? And I'm guilty of it. I put 99 cents in today. We're all going to have to go to a whole new way of thinking, because when we put, you know, you see a 3 cents or 2 cents, that just doesn't function in our economy any longer. See how easy they did that? And then they pulled it. Now they're pulling the pennies out of circulation. You're not going to find any pennies. You're not going to see pennies laying on the sidewalk in front of 7-Eleven. You're not going to see pennies in that little change container at the gas station. You know, those disappeared. Oh, golly. I don't know, 2 years ago, I guess. I haven't seen one in a long time. When you're not seeing change on the ground, times are tough. I watched a guy in front of me today at the gas station. He was getting a pack of Newport cigarettes. And this dude literally was checking every pocket, pulling out every penny, nickel, dime, quarter, trying to buy this expensive pack of cigarettes. What a vice that is. Talk about literally burning your money up in smoke. Literally. So this is where we're at. If you're not getting prepared, you should be. You should start learning how to barter, what that looks like. I can't tell you what's going on. I don't give financial, legal, medical friendly, any kind of advice. I'm just, look, hey, this is what I see. Can I tell you what I see? And if I see it, and then somebody who is much more wealthier than I, more savvier investor, more experienced investor, is repeating what I've said already, you know, and I try to show you this, you know, stuff. In fact, speaking of segue, and not the little electric scooter, Tucker Carlson had a recent guest on. And guess where he was from? If you watch my show regularly, you'll get it right off the bat. Right here in my own backyard at Rice University. And I'm looking for the little thumbnail. Oh, this fucking Rob Reiner crap. Listen, people in Hollywood have kids who have problems, and that's just goes with the territory, being wealthy, public, in the limelight, and yeah, all that crap. Yeah, deeply disturbing. World-renowned scientist on cloning and genetically engineering superhumans. He's a professor over at Rice University, and yeah, all kind of stuff: genetics, nanotechnology, uh, and that's just one university where all this stuff is going on that we don't even know about. And that's just a university. That's not, you know, some highly classified, top secret naval research laboratory at, you know, wherever. So you're going to get told that there's a rosy picture tomorrow by Donald Trump, which obviously it is not. And let's see if there's anything I want to tell you. If you're going to go collect pennies, like Economic Ninja's explaining for you to do, 82 and older are copper pennies. Anything that's 83 and newer, they are zinc copper coated. And yeah, I showed y'all about the foreign tourists may have to disclose 5 years of social media. Keep your eye on Venezuela. Oh yeah, Venezuela. Let me get this queued up for a minute. Venezuela. Venezuela's surrounded. It would not surprise me if they went in on a holiday, like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be much longer. Because remember, when the United States can get Maduro officially out of the presidency of Venezuela and install the puppet, install the president. I mean, come on, Floyd. When the people reelect who they want as president in Venezuela, there we go. I got it right that time. That's nothing but an extension of natural resources that will be associated with the United States that we will have access to, that the powers that be have already, okay, they've already cut up that pot. Everybody knows what everybody's getting. They've already vulture capitalized the natural resources of Venezuela. So it will be day one that they go in there. As soon as they get all this set up, they're going to get rolling. And it's going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. And if you didn't pay attention, you probably missed the first currency to revalue, which, in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, so don't go run out and divest your 401k in Venezuelan bolivar and, you know, when you only make a penny off each bolivar and you're like, Floyd, jack me. No, Floyd told you not to do that. I'm a moron. I don't know anything. Okay. I'm just dumb as a box of rocks. That's how I look at things. So that's why I have to go look everything up and research it myself, because I can't rely on everybody else, because people lie to you. They lie to you to sell you stuff. They lie to you to make themselves sound smart. They lie to you to belittle you. They lie to you because they just like to lie. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. So that's the news on Venezuela. So, you know, I keep trying to express to you folks that you're never, ever going to meet anybody like me. I've had such a crazy, wild, unique life. And part of it's a video that I'm going to show you next. Next, I'm going to show you a video of interview that they did with the late Dave Ward. He was a ABC Channel 13 news anchor for decades. I grew up with him. And he's recently passed away, but he did a lot of interviews during his retirement, which he did, I think, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, seems. But one of them, he addressed my former roommate, Jeff Wright, Jeffrey Andrew Wright. And I did a couple videos on Jeff called Jeff Left, the Susan Wright story. And it's a crazy, unique story because, I met Jeff. And then the first time I lived with him and his then girlfriend, Misty. Misty is in Misty Davenport. Misty Davenport is in Misty Nay Davenport McMichaels, as in the wife of the late Chicago Bear, Steve McMichael, who was recently inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame, and accepting for Steve in his absence due to his recent passing away was Misty Davenport McMichaels. Yeah, me and Misty, we had a lot of fun together. So did me and Jeff. So that's how I met Misty. Misty testified at Susan's trial, and I want to just play this clip for you because, because Jeff left, and Jeff was a good dude. Let me get my happy ass off here. Tell it, Dave.
I remember this case vividly. The trial went on for days, even weeks. The defense had claimed self-defense, but the trial showed that that was not true. They found out that she had, after stabbing her husband, she dumped the body into a big hole he had dug in their backyard and put potting soil over it after that. And 2 days later, she called in a report of domestic abuse, that he had been beating her or something. Well, the turning point in this trial was the day that they reenacted the murder scene. The prosecutors brought in a bed, a mattress. They put a mannequin on it. They had a woman on top of it. This mannequin was tied down. They had a woman on top of that mannequin, stabbed that mannequin 193 times. Justin, you could have heard a pin drop in that courtroom.
And that lady wielding the knife was seat number 1, which is the lead prosecutor and chief prosecutor for the Harris County District Attorney's Office, Kelly Siegler. So when I became aware that this event had happened, I knew the real truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. So I wrote Kelly a letter, and I wanted to be bench warranted back to testify at trial. Because I lived with Jeff twice, once with Misty, and then he lived with me at Woods on Lamani, and another one of my party townhouses. So yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. What else you got, Dave?
It was absolute silence. And the look on the jury's faces and of the spectators in the courtroom just was of shock. The jury then deliberated a little over 5 hours, came back with a guilty verdict. The fat lady had sung. And frankly, I think this woman got off with a very light sentence.
Now she's out of prison. She's going home. Do you think justice was served?
That is Susan Wright. 15 years after her trial, where she was sentenced to 20 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Correctional Institution Division. During incarceration, her case was picked up pro bono. her appeal, direct appeal, by infamous Houston appellate attorney Brian Weiss. Brian litigated her appeal, got remanded for resentencing, and Susan Wright was resentenced to 15 years in prison. She did that 15 day for day, all 15 years. This is her upon final discharge from prison. As you see, she's a little worn out, and I get it. I did 14 years and 2 months flat. So we did basically our time almost simultaneously.
Family says justice was served.
If they think so, then I suppose so. I still think that was a rather light sentence for such a horrific murder as that. But that's the way it goes. And now that she's out of prison, she had a very small child, like an infant. And that child now is like 17, 18 years old. And she was 2 years old, so she'd be like 19 years old now. It was a long time ago.
This had to be probably the most brutal, and as far as cases with that reenactment, the most graphic, right?
Yes, very much so. It was, we had had a lot of violent crime around that time, but nothing quite matched this. I mean, this was like an Alfred Hitchcock film or something. It was horrific. And like I say, I think she got off light.
When you saw that reenactment in the courtroom, did it blow your mind? I mean, nothing like that had been done before. I mean, it was like big time, right?
Yes, it was about the only way that the prosecuting attorneys could show the jury exactly what happened and how long it took for her to stab that man 193 times.
193 times. So while we're sitting here on this video, I want you just to knock on a table, tap your arm, tap your leg 193 times. Yeah, exactly.
It was very dramatic and very truly reenacted, and it was something like I had never seen before.
It made national news. It was a once in a lifetime. Do you think we'll see something like that again? I'm talking about in the courtroom, right? I mean, do you think that kind of set a precedent for other cases to do reenactments, and I guess the court to accept them?
Well, it might have. I just hope we don't have to see anything like that again. But as you know, our murder rate this year in Houston has skyrocketed. It's been a year unlike any other that I can remember in my lifetime. I just hope we don't have to have reenactments like that again.
So as you saw, my buddy Jeff, he was tied to the bed with his own neckties. And I'm sure you're wondering, how did that little blue-eyed blonde girl get him all tied up like that? Secure enough to stab him 193 times without him overwhelming her. And then how did she get him from the bed to the backyard and bury him in a hole that he was digging for a pond, a goldfish pond for his 2 children? Or everything totally cleaned up, carpet replaced. Who did all that? That was never discovered. It was never determined why Jeff would allow himself to be tied up, right? When you think you would be, awakened if somebody was restraining you. Quarters, right? So, because Jeff was my roommate twice, I knew Jeff very, very, very well. So I know what happened. I know why. Absolutely, I know why. And I know what caused her, what triggered her to do that. Yeah. There's a reason things occurred the way they did in that case. But as I tell you, okay, when it comes to the legal world, they don't care about the truth. Your own government does not care about the truth. It's all a show. It's appearances. You're going to get one tomorrow night when Donald Trump comes on and tells you how great everything is, or you know, we're winning, we're winning, we're winning. You know, called blowing up boats off the coast of Venezuela like world supremacy. I mean, it's just, it's almost a farce, the whole thing. It's unbelievable. It just amazes me what people will accept and how far they'll just continue just to go with the hell, this crazy narrative, believing that there's a plan. Oh, there's a plan, all right. There's a plan, all right. And if you think you're going to come out smelling like roses, that's not the plan. Not today. Okay. The plan is to enslave you even further. That's the plan. To take everything you have away from you and make you happy to do it. And they can't physically take it away from you if you know you don't have it, so they just take what you earn, and they'll take everything else through inflation, taxes, fines, and fees. And when everything's all connected together in AI, you can go get out there and get on the tollway. You know, everything's all connected. You know, maybe you were naughty. You said the wrong thing at work, and AI overheard you. So on the way home, instead of you getting on the express tollway and getting home in 30 minutes, your score wasn't high enough today. You had a demerit. Please turn right. And get in the lane with everybody else. I mean, y'all just, it's insane what's going to come. It's insane what's going to come. And these people are not going to get it. Not going to get it. And I always hear we the people, and I see these assemblies, and I see these people going through the motions. Like they're talking about, oh, Louisiana's going to get its assembly set up. And I'm like, oh, God. They're not just going to surrender to a group of people who've been meeting once a week over on Zoom or in Telegram or Facebook. It just makes no sense. Now, if that group of people consolidated for real, okay, and they took over a county, let's just do something small first. Why do you want a whole state? Okay. Y'all don't even have an LLC. Y'all don't even have a trust, a municipality, a township, a charter. Y'all don't have anything, just a group of people who meet. Y'all get some appointments. Y'all hold some elections. But they're not just going to be like, hey, Shit, man, we're done with this shit. Here's the towel. Y'all can have it. Here's the keys too. Here's the code to the alarm. Here's your parking pass. Y'all really think that's going to happen? Or do you think that we should like run for office and get our own people elected at the main positions, governor, mayor, and sheriff? And then when we're in that position, well, you're the executive. You get to make the decisions. You get to set the policy. That's what they operate under, right? Not law, policy. They don't care about the Constitution. Or we can go back to real law where people actually read the law and have to adhere to the law, and it doesn't matter what side of the law you're on. When all this comes, it's going to come digitally. It amazes me. Amazes me. Amazes me what's going on. That's really it. I just, when I heard him say that and I listened to him, he's, I've been listening to him almost regularly. I'm not a member of his anything. I just listen to everything that's publicly available that he puts out. He generates a lot of stuff. It's generally around 10 minutes per video. And he's last 60 days, he's been spot on calling everything. Been calling crypto, been calling gold, silver, stock market. He's been spot on. And, and again, he does have a lot of fear mongering, even though he doesn't want to admit it. But yeah, and I get it, because people should be terrified of what the fuck's fixing to come. You're not going to be able to do anything without the beast. Okay? If you don't believe me, just turn it off, leave it home, go out in the world and try to survive for 48 hours. Yeah, because so many people are tied into this thing, You have to have your phone to double authenticate to get into an app from your laptop or your pad or something. Your digital DNA. And I tell you, just open up your connections on your device and look at all the routers that your device is communicating with. Open up Bluetooth. They're talking. They're listening. It's recording me right now. Even though it's not on, I don't have anything open. So probably Knox, the security system, Samsung, the device. What's the operating system? Android. Yep. And then every device, every app that I'm on, every router, all my neighbors. That's what's happening. No way that people are going to survive the whole calamity. And I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't even know it's going to be, maybe it'll be seamless into the whole digital reality, the digital world, the new world order where everything's controlled. And maybe it may be a better life. I don't know. I just remember when I was a kid and I was free and I could just go and run all day in fields and pick up Coke bottles on the side of the road, go redeem them for a nickel, and have a choice of a Coke and a candy bar. Or I remember when my mom would give me a quarter, and I'd go get a gallon of gas, fill up my mini bike, and then again, I had a leftover 6 cents and I could get a Coke or a candy bar. If I wanted both, well, I just went and found a Coke bottle walking down the main street and went and redeemed it in. Now I can get Coke and a candy bar or a Coke and a pack of Hostess donuts. the powdered donuts. Yeah. Back when life was just insanely different from what it is today. Where little kids can run around and not be in fear of being approached by somebody for nefarious reasons. We were intended to live off the land, not live in concrete and steel, contamination, pollutants. I mean, if the city was the place, you'd see deer and feral hogs and bobcats and cougars, bear, elk, right? But no, this ain't the place to be. They know it's out in nature. That's where they're at. They get in the city, they're lost. That should tell you everything you need to know. Everything else wants to live out in nature, doesn't want to live in the city. Probably don't have any comments, but that's cool. But we, Ann and I are doing the 12 Days of Christmas sale. Different sale every day. I flashed them up on the beginning. I'm not going to go through all of them, but every day I'll post a new one. We're on day 5 right now. Tomorrow will be day 6. I only showed you 11. The 11th is not done yet. I actually did the 12 first and then went back and stopped at 10 for some reason. So if there's a, even if, hey, if you see something over there in the 12 Days of Christmas sale that you like, grab it. If there's something special that you want, it's like, hey, Floyd, can you, like, you know, whoop-de-doo up me this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can whoop-de-doo up you that. Let's set some terms and conditions, and then let's make a deal. And that's how we'll work. So it's all about education. As far as education, you know, there's a bunch of gurus out there. You know, it's nauseating to see people divest their time, money, and energy with these people that, you know, they talk a great game. You know, it's easy to parrot what you read. But making it all dynamic where it functions to do something, so you get remedy for all the time, effort, energy, and money you put into whatever you're trying to achieve. And I see so many people just wasting so much time. I don't know how much money they're divesting into all that, but just the time, and then the education, because, you know, if you're learning something that doesn't work, is that an education? Or is that mental and emotional abuse? I mean, seriously. Because once you get to the end of the road, because there's not a rainbow, it's a road, and you figure out that there's no pot of gold and that there never was a rainbow, it was just a rainbow painted in the road. And you just wasted the last year of your life. Now you're, you know, have shame, embarrassment, because you've been telling everybody, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. This is going to work, or I'm going to have access to this, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm guilty of it. Don't think I'm not. Don't think I'm standing in a glass house throwing rocks. Okay. I'm always the first one to point fingers at myself and take accountability for my actions and accept it and move the fuck on. Okay. And that's what nobody wants to do, y'all. I see it. I've been in this a long time, folks. Okay. And I pay attention. And I see these groups jump from, you know, all these people. They're like a flock of birds. You know, have you ever seen a flock of birds? Just, you know, they're all moving in unison. Same thing. Except y'all go from this set of electrical lines, and then y'all go fly around and look like all chaos, and whew, y'all go land over in this set of electrical lines. And then when y'all figure that out, don't work, y'all. And then sometimes y'all split up and y'all go to different groups. And I've seen this over and over and over and over and over. Everybody chasing the rainbow, and I get it, you know. Yeah, fucking A. I wish there was something out there that was a pot of gold in the rainbow. Don't think I don't. Don't think I wouldn't pay for it to learn a real education and not get abused. Because when these people promise you all this just grandeur, it's speculation. Oh, I'll be right back. I'll be right freaking back. All right. Some of you know, don't know, my house flooded a year ago, October. And I'm just now getting into my files. A year later. That's how backed up I've been. But in doing so, I found this package. Okay. And I had started. One of my viewers contacted me, and we've spoken multiple times on the phone about a prior guest I had on my show. He said her name was Yvonne Burgess from California, who helped Anna and a small handful of people set up the Global Family Bank. And he was like, do you have her contact information? I want to talk to her. And I was like, I don't know. Let me look for it. So I've looked everywhere, emails, texts. I can't find her name, information, anything. So if somebody knows who I'm talking about, will you please pass my information on her, have her contact me? So that's not where I'm going. So as I was going through everything yesterday, you know, and I have all these little binders everywhere, and I've got a bunch of these red ones that aren't marked. And I picked this one up. I was like, well, what's in here? And I was like, oh, okay. And the first thing I saw is German. Why? Right? German. Why? So let me see if I can go find the beginning of this. And I'm probably going to scan this for my show that I do. But when I was doing my investigation, and this is from October 24th, 2024. And I think you can see, you see that date. Okay. That's what I tell you guys. Whenever you print something, always print it with a header and a footer. That makes it a legal document. If there's no header and footer, hearsay. So I went and I clicked on all, you know, little links that say like, you know, terms and conditions, privacy policy, all of those. I clicked on those, opened them up. I printed them out. So that's where I got a lot of good information regarding Global Financial Trust Management Group of the Global Family Group, Global Financial Trust Management Group. So just on this page, it Fund Administration, Global Financial Trust Management Group can assist prosperity and fund managers and other professional advisors in the formation of tax-effective collective prosperity entities in a number of jurisdictions. We can also provide independent fund administration services for mutual funds and other prosperity holding entities. As we offer a number of jurisdictions for collective prosperity structures, we take an objective and independent approach to the evaluation of alternative jurisdictions. Some jurisdictions are better suited to the private or professional sector, whereas others may be more suitable for publicly subscribed sectors. For some prosperity structures, access to a tax treaty network may be critical to the economic success of the prosperity fund. In most other cases, simplicity of administration may be the primary consideration. Our services in the formation of mutual funds and other collective prosperity structures include: number one, evaluation of alternative fund structures and jurisdictions; number two, incorporation or registration of the fund entity; number three, preparation and filing of the fund registration or license application; number four, assist in the preparation of the investor memorandum or offering document; number five, incorporation and registration of the fund management or administration company; number six, review fund documentation and prosperity management agreements; number seven, the opening of fund bank accounts; 8, formulate operational policies and procedures. Global Financial Trust Management Group fund administration services include, where appropriate, number one, transactional administration, including processing subscriptions, redemptions, nod trade transactions, unit or share transfers, and operation of bank accounts. Number two, maintenance of financial and accounting records. Number three, attend to statutory Number three, attend to statutory, corporate, and fund compliance, including CDD. That's Charlie Dog. Number four, periodically calculate net asset value and report to funding manager or members. Number five, prepare annual financial statements in accordance with required international accounting and reporting standards and coordination of annual audit. And finally, number six, maintain share or unit registers and statutory corporate records. And this is page 2 of 2. And of course, you see the global family deal there, right there. And before I go, let me show you this business card. Cardinal Financial Services, Accounting and Tax Service, Arturo Coronel Presidente. And you see there is his email and website. There is his phone number and address. Please make note of that address at 2525 North Loop West Suite 125, Houston, Texas, 77008, which is about 4 or 5 miles away. All right, this is 2 of 3. This is 3 of 3. There's another 2 of 3. That's 1 of 3. Make sure corporate management services. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Just make sure I got all this in the right order with the right paper. Structures and product. So that was fund administration. Structures and products. There's 3 of 3. There's 2. There's 1. As you can see, I've never sat down and put all this together. 1 of 2. Concierge advisory services. Three, 2 of 2. Trustee services. private member wealth planning, 2 or 3. All right. That's 1, that's 2, so that's a separate page. Got a lot of documents here, 13, 14, 11, 12. There's, of course, that symbol, Global Trust. And our Federation of States has issued a new gold-backed currency, the American Federation dollar, which will be available via denomination, begin trading at 1/100th times 10 of an ounce of 99.9 pure gold. The United States dollar, silver dollar, will continue to be issued and honored, as well as other coinage in order at the United States Mint. I was reading what this says. I ain't making this stuff up. All right, privacy statement. Disclaimer. And this must be the end here, maybe. Six. Oh yeah, y'all got y'all's card yet? Make sure you got y'all's prosperity card. Anybody in Federation of States got their prosperity card right there? That's what it's supposed to look like. If you got one, let me know. Anybody holding any money that looks like that? Yeah, send me a picture. Fierce Floyd Show, yahoo.com. And you know, here is the global financial system, and I just want you to look at that right there. Global FG Enterprises. And I want you to look at the address there. It is 2525 North Loop West Suite 125, Houston, Texas 77008. Y'all see that, right? Make sure we're all on the same page. Pages. I'll have to put all this back together. But all right, this page 2, 3. Where's one? Oh, there's 2, 3. There's 1. Okay. Operation Safety Vault. Global 528 Hertz Stored Safety Vault FSSV strategy. Global System 1, US dollars, de facto bank, Citibank, PNC Bank. Then it goes into Global System 2, American Federation dollars, United States of America unincorporated American Federation dollar, FRN equivalents, conversion to gold or silver. And that's 3. And then here 4 we have, oh yeah, money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Anybody got any of that? Y'all got some of that? Y'all let me know. If you do, I want to know where I can go redeem it for 99.9% pure gold. Right? That's what this says. And then over here it says Global 528 Hertz Stored Safety Vault, Global System 1. Same thing. It's showing you that you're going to go from the traditional banking system to Anna's crazy, insane scam. I said that out loud. fly with that. All right, what we got next? 6, 7. Here's 8. Leave Evilnomics, the de facto at 741 hertz, the debt slave system, the USD fiat, and bridge to heart transplant strategy come to love. Onyx, de jure, 528 hertz, AFD, lawful, harmony, thriving, prosperity, prepaid, credit distribution. You are intrinsic value. You sure are. 8, 9, 10, prepaid prosperity system, and that's the prepaid credit distribution prosperity card that I told you about, the prepaid 528 hertz prosperity card distributed in AFD. Status correction required to open account. You got to correct your status. You got to be on the same page. If you ain't on the same page, you ain't going nowhere. All right, so once you do that, here's your status correction. To correct your status, go to the Global Family Group, International Lawful Land and Soil Recording and Publishing System for the world. And for more information why you should correct your status, go to tasa.americanstatenationals.org. So if you don't know why you need to go correct your status, you need to go become a sovereign citizen. Those are right there. Go to American State Nationals. Y'all don't know that that's a sovereign citizen? Don't sit here and try to argue with me that it's an oxymoron, Floyd. So the 528 strategy in harmony with creation. It has the bank officer, Arturo Coronel Segundo, with a copyright symbol, all rights reserved. That's this dude right here for the global family credit union. I'm going somewhere with that. Don't go anywhere. And then we have the International Trade Bank, the Global Family International Trade Bank. And then we have the Commerce Bank, so International Global Family Commerce Bank. So apparently there's a credit union, an international trade bank, and a commerce bank. Thought trade was commerce, but maybe I'm confused. But anyway, like I said, on this page, the official announcement of the United States of America, unincorporated, Federation Reserve, Federation Treasury, circulation of the American Federation dollar, gold backed. And over here it says Bank Officer Arturo Coronel Segundo, all rights reserved. And I'm going to read off the paper, so follow along with me. Make sure I got the number correctly. 832-618-1600. Oh, that's a match. Well, let's move on. Fax number 832-618-1601. I don't think there's a fax number on here. No. But definitely got the Segundo there, right? Presidente. And then I have an address here on this sheet of paper at 2525 North Loop West Suite 125, Houston, Texas, 77008. Funny. Because when I personally, remember, I'm under oath, when I personally spoke to Arturo, he told me he didn't have anything to do with Anna's Bank. Well, why is your address on their website? Well, I'm just allowing them to use my address as a courtesy. Well, so this isn't the bank? No. We have no affiliation with the bank? No. Okay. Well, do you have any money invested in Anna's Bank? No. Why not? Well, I'm waiting for. I'm reading you like the VP, dude. You're the Mac freaking daddy. shot caller, right? Ain't that you? That's what I'm reading. So, banking and prosperity system. So we have this guy named Hunter Toyofuku Aki, global founder, visionary. Boy, was he a visionary. And then next to him, we have Anna Von Reitz, fiduciary, the United States of America. Okay, now she used to be a judge, so apparently she's abandoned the judge title, and now she's like, I'm the fiduciary. So I'm fiscally responsible because I'm the fiduciary. Hold on, bitch. Didn't you just lose an IRS tax case to the DOJ in Wisconsin, and they seized your property and just sold it off in foreclosure for $1 million plus tax lien? That's what I thought. Oh, didn't you just get tossed out of your house because it got foreclosed on? And now you're living with somebody named Shannon? Yeah. And you're the fiscal fiduciary. And you're the one following her. It's right there. I don't make this shit up. It writes itself. This is why I'm amazed by people just continue to follow these people. Day after day after day, they hang on every word and just believe it. If there's a new era coming, yeah, there's a new era coming. It's not going to be these people bringing it in. Global InstaPay financial telecommunications system. GIFT, GIFT, whatever that stands for. Global InstaPay. No. Global InstaPay is one word, and then financial telecommunication systems. Global InstaPay financial telecommunications system. That's a lot of words for something that InstaPay could have covered. Yeah, all this is just to confuse you folks. Okay, look, I don't even know what the hell that is. That doesn't even look like a functioning anything. Just looks like a bunch of stuff some idiot put together to confuse you. Creating paradigm shift and harmony of creation for 8 billion precious people. I bet you want every 8 billion. You want every penny from every 8 billion. I don't blame you. Oh, here's the American Federation dollar, the Global Family International Trade Bank. There's all this. And now when my viewer asked me about this, he goes, where can I find all this, Floyd? It's not there anymore. And I'm like, of course it's not there anymore. Because when I went and did my 18-minute undercover video at Anna's Bank at 2525 North Loop West Suite 125, and I was like, where the hell's the bank? I don't see a bank. This isn't a bank. Is there a bank even in this building? No. There's no bank in this building. Remember, I'm under oath. Everybody should go watch that video. It's astonishingly clear that it's a scam. And yet, people still adhere to all that. There's people up there, y'all are going to send you your money to take care of her. You know, oh, Anna, poor Anna. Anna's broke. Anna's homeless. Anna's stupid. Anna's a legal moron. Anna cannot take care of herself. She would rather grift off you guys than go work like you have to. How screwed up is that? Here's the global InstaPay. If anybody can make heads or tails of any of that iconology right there, what any of that's supposed to mean, how it's supposed to function. I mean, what a farce. International gateway for the world to love economics. The Global Family Group International Land and Soil Recording and Publishing System. Boy, they love to throw them words out there. Global 528 Prosperity System, Global Safety Vault, Global 528 Vendor Prosperity Network, Global Harmony Tree. All right. Did you keep up with all those? You like got those wrapped around your head so you can like visually see all that? No, I didn't think so either. On purpose. On purpose. This privacy statement was last changed on September 16th, 2024, last checked on September 16th, 2024, and applies to citizens and legal permanent residents of the United States. Aren't you an American state national, a U.S. national? What are you? Because you're not a U.S. citizen, right? So that don't apply to you? In this privacy statement, we explain that we do with the data we obtain about you. Oh, you're exempt from this. Oh. Whack. What do you mean it sounds like a scam, Floyd? Now it does? And then, it gives all the stuff, cookies, do not track, disclosure, collection of data. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's got certain states. And it's got contact info. If you want to contact info, let me read it. Number 10, contact details, Global Family Group, 2525 North Loop West, Suite 125, United States. Website, globalfamilygroup.com. Email, admin@globalfamilygroup.com. Toll-free number, 844-528-0528. Phone number, 844-528-0528. Global Family Group 2024. And after I accumulated all this information, data, and undercover video, and did my video, they went and changed the website. And guess who is not the CFO? The segundo. Guess where the bank ain't? So when I ran across this, I was like, man. I told him I had all this stuff. I just had no idea where I had it. But I ran across it tonight, and he may be watching. If he is, there you go. All APB, we're putting that on Yvonne Burgess, and I hope I have that correct. I'm going by what a viewer passed on to me. And, they offer trustee services for your trust. They want it all. Send us every dime you have. Put it in our bank. You're going to just increase your value, and you're going to have so much prosperity. You're going to get your little card. And you're going to be able to redeem it for gold. Gold, as I showed you at the beginning of this video, is just increasing at this astronomical rate. So much that's becoming unaffordable to the everyday person. Eventually, silver will be the same thing. You'll be collecting copper. Copper will be your new silver. Don't think it won't. So if you haven't gotten on the bandwagon for silver, it would probably be highly advisable for you to take a look at that, because, and this is not financial advice, you may get a higher return on your investment simply because there's only so much silver in the world. And we're getting ready to go in, and if we bomb Venezuela, man, that's silver that's just literally being blown to smithereens. A lot of it. Tomahawk missile has, I think, 2 kilos of silver. Hey, it's Corey, my buddy. Corey, Nature is the Answer. Go check out his, Corey, Nature is the Answer. Nita.one, O-N-E, that's his website, so go check him out. Stay tuned for tomorrow. My new video is insane. All right, well, we'll tune in, Corey. He is Corey, Nature is the Answer, over on YouTube, so go check him out over there. Brilliant young man, one of the few alternative minds at that age group, probably a prodigy, I would say. In so much that I thanked his parents, his mom personally. Yeah, absolutely I did. Should be more of that. So yeah, got to talk to his mom, meet his mom, and thank her for raising such a stellar, brilliant young man. There you go. Thank you. So if you listen, folks, if you're still out there playing around, fucking around, trying to find out, you're gonna find out the hard way. And I've tried to express this to you over and over and over, that there are no shortcuts. If you want to learn how to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, it's going to be a legal struggle for you to learn everything that you need to learn to make it work for you. Because believe me, the people that once they get this to work, the last thing they want to do is go on social media and argue with somebody about a process, what the file, or how to, oh no, your document needs to say that. I just got it to work. Why am I arguing with you about something that already works that you're telling me to change? Do you really think that's how I'm going to spend my time? Or do you think I'm going to go live life happily ever after? Okay, cool. I got this black card. Now it pays for everything. I'm wealthy. I'm going to be wise. That's the question. How are you going to handle yourself? I advise everybody, just spring's coming up and spring cleaning. So walk through your house and, try to find things that you're not going to use, that you haven't used, whatever it is, sell it, and, go pick you up some little pieces of silver. It's never too late. And silver is silver. Doesn't matter where the reason I say these is because this is, we know this is a U.S. coin. We know how much it weighs. We know how much the melt value is. It's approaching $5 in melt value, which means the silver and the copper that are in this. So it's a known value of exchange. Same thing with this. Now, this particular coin has more collector value than it does silver value. Crazily enough, it's probably worth about $100 in collector value because of the condition. But this one, not so much. So, for $4.60, you can pick you up these right now. You can pick up Valcambi 1 gram ingots. So make sure you're not overpaying for any of this stuff. You want to pay spot. Make sure that if there's any fees that you have to pay or taxes, any additional cost, make sure that's predetermined before your purchase. Take whatever that amount is, deduct it from the cost and spot. And that's what you have to pay for this. Okay. So you don't want to overpay, $3 for a $5 coin. That just makes no sense. So always predetermine that before you do that. And that is not financial advice. That's just common frickin' sense. That's doing your own research. That's what I call it. I don't think I covered everything I want to cover. I just want to bring that up to you about the hyperinflation, and they're going to forestall it as much as possible. They're going to tell you everything's peaches and cream, and there are no peaches in the winter. We just missed orchard peach season. So anyway, I'm just being cute. So that's where we're at, man. Just stay tuned. Be careful, be prescient. Don't put all your eggs in one basket looking for a big hit. Diversify your portfolio. Try to stay ahead of the game. And just because you own a lot of one thing and it's eventually going to jump, hey, if it's not making you money, go put it somewhere else where that can make you money. Even in crypto, if you'd taken all your money in crypto, put it in silver this year, you'd have made, astronomical. You'd be very happy right now. You'd actually be selling your silver right now, and you'd be buying crypto because crypto's so far down now. Because crypto's eventually going to go back up a little bit, and then you could sell it then and go buy right back into silver. All kind of ways you can diversify your portfolio, or go buy into something else that may be taking off. Copper. There you go. All right. Thank you, everyone. If y'all want to jump in on the 12 Days of Christmas thing, y'all can do that. It's running to the 24th, but I may just extend it. I might run it through the New Year's. Who the hell knows? Because every day I have to. I already got it all set up. In fact, let me run through these 11 days